What's up guys, welcome to Game Take. As promised, today we're doing the trailer for PT News, and now let's get on with it now. So for this video I'm going to assume that you've opened the trailer skin template into paint.net and that we've already created a layer called Vision, which is going to be our layer that goes underneath, just so that we can see everything that we're doing. So we'll do that now, and then what we're going to do is we're going to paint that white. So we'll click white and then click on it using your paint bucket tool, and then we'll pull the vision layer down below it. Now you can see it. So then we're going to add a layer and we're going to move that to the top, and that's going to be our base color. So we'll change that to base, and we'll come across to the paint bucket tool, and we're going to still keep it white to go with the rest of it, and we'll just click on that, then come over and uncheck that box so that it is painted white, but we can now see what we're doing. So I'm going to be using some PNGs, but I'm going to create another layer first. I'm going to name that. It will seem like I'm zipping through this quite quick today, because it's basically the same principle as doing the actual truck itself, and I don't want to make this a too long of a video. So I'm going to put some text in. So we come across, click on the text icon, and we're going to make it quite big, and we'll go with black, I think, to start with, or red actually. PT there. Just do PT News Network, and we'll come up. We'll go down to Object. Now I've got some plugins in now, so we're going to add a bit of object shadow. Then we'll come back up to effects, return to object. Now we'll add some object shadow in. That's nice. And then we go back to the actual outline, and it'll make that a bit more 3D. Yeah, quite happy with that. And we're gonna move that using the pixel move tool. And just line that up. And what we're going to do is use our paint bucket tool and come in and change a few of the colours of the actual individual letters to this blue colour. If you were to hold the shift down, that would actually colour the whole lot in, all the letters, so you don't want to do that, unless you want all of them, of course. So we're going to duplicate that layer, and we'll just move that, and we'll spin it round. Make a few adjustments. You can use your arrow tools to go up and down and left and right as well. Then we'll add a new layer, and we'll name this one. This is going to be our yeet yeet. Come over to text, find your font that you want, click somewhere on there, and we'll just write that in. And then we're going to move the yeet yeet. We'll hold in the shift key in to shrink it. And we'll put that where we want it. And deselect that one. Then we're going to duplicate it. Do the same with the yeet yeet using the pixel mover tool. We're going to move it over, and then we'll spin that around. And we're going to add a new layer. And we're going to go and find our PNG that we want. And we'll right click, copy it, click cancel on there, come back in, hit the paste button. I'm going to keep the canvas size the same as it is. Then we need to shrink it down, holding the shift key in, using the pixel mover tool. And we'll move it into position where we want it. And we're going to duplicate that layer. And we'll move that one and spin it around. Then we're going to create a new layer. We'll name this Back the Blue. Go to text, choose your font, and we'll click somewhere just to write it. Back the Blue. Change the colour now. I'm going to change it to black and make it a little bit smaller. Then with the pixel mover tool, we'll move it into place. And with the paint bucket tool, we're going to come down, we're going to change the primary colour to blue, and we're just going to change the colouring on the word blue. And then we'll deselect it. Then we're going to duplicate that layer. On that layer, click the pixel mover, and we're going to move it, and again spin it, because my flip horizontal is not working, and move it into place. Then we'll deselect that one when we're happy with it. We're going to add in the base colour, remove the vision layer, come up, we're going to save it. We've saved that as a PDN, now we're going to save it again, this time as a PNG. Click onto PNG, find where we want to save it to, which in my case is the desktop, and we're going to save it. This will open up, click OK, and then you need to flatten it down, which flattens and compresses all the layers. And there's our trailer skin. Now we need to bring in a new project, which is the back doors. So we've got that as a background. We're going to create a layer, which is going to be our vision layer. Just name that quickly. Go over to the paint bucket tool, come down, change the color to white, click on the image, and then bring that down below it, and there's our doors. Now we need to create a new layer. We're going to call that base. And then we come over, paint bucket tool, click on it, make it white, but then come across and uncheck it, remembering to check it again at the end like we did with the other one. Then we're going to create a new layer, and then we'll name this layer, and then we're going to import in a PNG. Find the one we want, which is this map flag here. We're going to right click it, copy it, and then we're going to paste that in, keep the canvas size, and then we'll shrink it down using the pixel mover and holding the shift in. And we'll get this into position. We're going to speed through this next bit, adding layers of text, etc., all the different bits, and we'll come back to it when that bit's done. We're going to scroll down the bottom. We're going to recheck in our base color, remove our vision layer. We'll come up, we're going to save that. And we're going to save it again as a PNG, which I'm doing off screen, so that will come out. Then you need to flatten that down, and that's our back doors done. Next up, it's time for us to move on to the trailer chassis side skirts. So we're going to open them up into paint.net, create a layer, paint it white with the paint bucket tool, and then we'll drag that down below, and we're going to name that vision. Then we're going to create a layer, move it up to the top, and name that base. Use the paint bucket tool, paint that white, and then uncheck that so that we can still see what we're doing. Then we're going to create a layer, we'll name that, and then we're going to bring in our PNG. So I'm going to speed through this bit and come back to it at the end, but you get the gist of it by now, I'm sure. And then we're going to paste in, once we've chose what we wanted and copied, which is this flag. Now we're going to bring in the other chassis frame and do exactly the same with that. This time we need to remember to flip it. Now this whole process, there's quite a lot of chopping and changing, getting stuff in the right spot. And it's very trial and error, but you'll just have to go through making the mod, putting it in, trying it. But we're going to recheck the base color now, and then uncheck the vision layer. And we're going to come up and save that as your PDN. Save it again, this time as a PNG, as we have done on all the others, which I'm doing off screen obviously. And then click OK, flatten it down. And that is all our bits made. So we're going to go shut that down now. We're going to open up Mod Studio 2. We're going to start a new project. We're going to fill this mod manifest in. So you need to fill in the name, the author, give it a version number. You can make anything up for this bit. And come down and check paint job. It's a paint job, not a truck. Then we come up, we're going to use the standard default icon, and we're going to write a quick description. This would mainly be if you were using it to put these into the Steam workshop, etc. I'm not, this is just for me and to send to PT News. Then we need to add in the trailer template. And double click on that. We're going to put down, it's the box fan, and we're going to fill this in. Don't forget to do it just lowercase and all joined up, unlike what I did, because you end up having to go back and do it again. The author. And then we're going to come over to use the standard default mod icon, and this is for your image for your trailer. So you want to tick that it's a 48 foot, in my case, box van, and then drag your image in. There it is. Make sure we've ticked the right thing. Then we're going to add an image, and this is for the back doors. Drag that in, find the right thing on here for the, I think it was the standard back doors we did. And we're going to come up to accessories. We need to add an image. Now these are for the two chassis frames. So we drop the image in, select the right box, and then add another image in and select the other side, drag that in. Again, tick the right box. The one with H next to it is for the chassis frame with the holes in, which is not the ones we've done. You can select them, and then you don't need to bother with the masks and the metallic paint. Then we're going to come up and we're going to save this. And we're saving it as the actual project. Now it's very important to keep these projects saved, because what you don't see in this is I made the mod, went in, checked it. There were bits in the wrong place. There were some things upside down at one time. So there is a bit of trial and error. You have to keep making it, go in, come back out. And I don't want to bore you with all of those bits. But so you save the project, because then you can always just come back in and make your alterations. And save that. And we're going to come up and we're going to export the mod. Come down, click export. And you can see I've got some problems. I've left this in so you know what will probably happen to most people. Is basically I filled in a couple of bits with uppercase letters and or didn't add gaps in them, so you need to go back. I'm going to skip through that bit really fast, but basically make the changes. Here it is highlighted in orange. It's just one of those common mistakes that I keep making every time I come in there. So used to doing things in uppercase. And there was one on the trailer skin that I needed to change. Now ignore the fact that it says truck skin on there, because that it was the original truck skin that I did in the last video. Then go back, save it again. Save it to probably the same file. Click save. It will probably tell you to overwrite the original, which I've just done. Come back up and then we'll export it. Ignore the fact that that writing's still there. Click export, and this time it will come up to export it to an SCS file. Give it a name. Make sure it's an SCS. Save that. Here you can see it's exporting the mod, exporting it successfully. You can go in and you can see, and there's the SCS file. So we'll move on to the next part now. So all that's left remaining is to grab the documents folder and American Truck Simulator, stick it into the mod folder. We're going to remove one of the mods from in there that was wrong, and we're going to put the new one, drag it across. You might see these are ran the wrong order, but it's the same principle. And then that's the SCS file into the mod folder. And then we're going to come in, we're going to open up the game. And we're going to go and take a look. I'm going to cut out all the bit about the truck for the moment. I'm going to go straight in. So what we need to do is go into the mod manager. There's the mod we need to remove, and we're going to stick these two in. This is the truck and the trailer. Stick the trailer in. Confirm the changes. Continue. Once it opens up, we're going to go straight into the trailer. I'll cut all the other bits out of the way. So it was this trailer. We need to go up to paint job. There's the mod. If we click it, there's our trailer. Looking nice. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. First time I've made a trailer for somebody else. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to speed through now. I'm going to stick all the accessories on. Then we'll buy it and go and have a look at it. So one thing I did notice just before finishing was that I'd actually put the flags on the chassis frame upside down. But I'd been working on this for so long that I wanted to get this video out, so I shall be going back in to change those. But for this, I'm just leaving them how they are for now.
It was a nice ride.
You're right, it was. And there it is up the side there. There's a lot of, as I explained whilst making the video, there's a lot of going in, making the mod, coming out, changing things, and I've done quite a bit of that by this point. So you'll have to excuse me for that, I am sorry, but if you look on the chassis frame, you'll notice the flag is upside down. But never mind. I'll do some more testing on the next one that I'll make. So have you got any ideas, guys, as to who I can make a skin for next? Let me know. I'm going to be making them for YouTubers and people like that, just for a bit of fun and something different, something to do. And yeah, have you got any ideas? I was thinking Jay's 2 cents might be next. And there you can see, here's the trailer. I'm going to put some clips at the end of this now. I'm just going to take this for a ride up to Portland, to where all the riots are. You should definitely check out PT News, because Steve is very funny. He gets very angry, but he's a good man, and he doesn't like what's going on in his country. So that is the trailer and the truck all done for PT News. I hope you've enjoyed watching these 2 videos. Thank you for doing so. And have you got any ideas for anything else? Drop it in the comments for us, guys. You could also consider subscribing to see more content in the future. And there's some few changes coming up for Game Take soon. We're going to be incorporating my other channel into this one, but that's in the coming weeks. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with some clips.
Turn left. Get ready to turn left. Turn left.
Hi guys, Steve from GameTake. Thanks for watching today's video. I've put another one just over my shoulder here. You might consider watching, and why not consider subscribing, clicking the bell icon to be notified when I upload next. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.